Hey, London, what is this about? Oh, come on now. I can't believe I'm being messaged by you again. Are you trying to ruin my day today? Wait, how about you stop whining about me for a second and listen to what I have to say? What do you want right now? I'm out shopping right now and don't have the time to look at my phone as you keep sending me all these annoying texts. There are a ton of papers in my rooms with all sorts of listings for different apartments and houses. Did you leave all these in here for me? So you finally come across all of those? I thought that all of those would be really important for you, so I went and looked them all up online and then printed them off for you. First off, do not just go into my room whenever you please. I have warned you about doing that plenty of times now. It's not my fault that every time I walk past your room, it feels like walking past a cave. I just thought it would be nice to go in and start doing the chores for you so that we didn't have to keep living with such a dark and dreary place in the house. I've told you that before, right? Would you stop talking about my room like that? Now, tell me why you think these listings are important for me. I don't really care about property hunting or anything like that. Well, I was just thinking that it would be for the best of everyone that you move out of here and live on your own for once soon. Move out and live on my own? Why are you bringing something like that up? I'm just saying that it's really not okay for you to be taking advantage of your mom and I like this by staying in the house all the time. You think I'm taking advantage of you? I have no idea what you're trying to talk about right now. Oh, geez. You can't be serious. There's no way you haven't noticed this whole time what you've been doing to us here. If you really have no clue, then you're even more messed up than I first thought. I don't remember you having the right to say things like that about me. My husband and your mom might not have it in them to tell you this stuff, so that's why I'm letting you know it's on all of our minds here. Well, don't start talking for them without their permission. If either of them had anything they wanted to say to me, they'd let me know. That's only what you've led yourself to believe. I'm sure that if you told them that you were moving out of this house and starting a life on your own, they would both start crying tears of joy. I'm really not sure that's the case. I'm going to have a talk with both of them about this now. London, where are you right now? Geez, what do you want this time? Unlike you, I happen to have a lot of things I need to get done. Would you just give up trying to nag me already? I'm not talking to you right now because I want to, London. Then tell me why you're texting me right now. If you have something that you're wanting to tell me, then make it short and simple. Where did you put all of my things and furniture that were in my room? Oh, so you want to know about that stuff. So you really are the one behind all this. When I came back to my room after going shopping, the whole place was completely empty and not a single thing was left behind. The moment that I saw that, your face was the first thing that came to mind. Well, I'm happy to hear that. You must know me all too well by now then. I don't want to know you at all, though. Now tell me, what did you do with all my furniture and things? I would really love to tell you the answer to that, but before I tell you, you have to promise me something. I have to promise you something? Yes. I want you to promise me that after I've told you where I've placed all your things, that you'll leave this house and never come back. You've talked about that before. Do you really want me out of this house that badly, London? This isn't something that just I'm wanting. This is something that everyone in the family wants now. Everyone knows what you want by staying in this house all the time. What I want? Yes, we all know that you're staying in this house with the rest of us because you want to get the house and the rest of your dad's properties that he left behind. And you just think that by staying here forever, that it will all go right to you, right? You think I'm after my dad's things? What are you talking about? There's no reason for you to try playing dumb about it all now. We all know that such a sad and disappointing person as yourself cannot be allowed to live in this house anymore. Therefore, we'd like you to please leave. Then you can get a job and start to make a living yourself while paying for your own home. We're asking this for your sake, all right? all of that is what both my mom and my little brother are wanting as well? Of course, Ashley. I would never say those things were coming from the both of them without their agreement. I'm saying all of this because it's what the three of us want. We don't need some 40-year-old shut-in living inside this house anymore. Is that right? Okay then. I'll get to work on moving out of this house now, so please tell me where all of my things are. Mom, I'm moving out of the house. What? Why would you move out of this house just like that? London was telling me that it's time for me to get out of the house for good. London was saying that? Why would she ever say something like that to her sister-in-law? London said to me that it wasn't just her idea to have me kicked out of the house. She said you agreed with her as well. What? Why would I ever say that I want you out of this house? Why would she actually think that someone like me would want you to leave? That's what I thought. I kind of knew she was lying to me about all that. Well, then why are you still choosing to move out of the house? Just tell her no, and that should be all it takes. Well, listen to this, Mom. She went into my room without my permission again, and this time she went in and took all my things and my furniture and tossed them out. What? And she's told me before that she wants me out of the house. But this time, she's taken it one step too far by literally taking my things and throwing them out. I never thought she'd go this far. If I were to tell her no again this time, then who knows what she'd do the next time, Mom? That's why for the time being, I'm going to be moving out. I need to protect myself from her, and this is the only way. I understand that. I guess there's no other choice for you then. But I'd really like to know why London is trying so hard to get you out of the house. I think that she's trying to get Dad's money and other properties. What? Your dad's money? Why would she want anything to do with all of that? Well, who really knows why? Did your brother know anything about this? Probably not. He's always out of the house for work and only comes home to sleep before he's back out to work another shift. And I hadn't really bothered trying to tell him anything about it yet. And considering I'm moving out now, telling him anything isn't really my problem anymore. But you have to understand that by not letting him know about what his wife is doing, we're only going to make things worse. He's an amazing young man now, and I'm sure would never want something like this going on inside his family. I know that, Mom. But the thing is, he already has a lot on his plate, so I think that after I'm out of this house, I'll think of a way to take care of London for him. I wouldn't want him to have to start worrying about his wife and the rest of his family when he's already got so much to worry about regarding his job. You've never changed, have you? Not one bit. Now, I need to get the rest of my things taken care of before I move out. I'll talk to you later. All right, Ashley. Well, if you ever need any help with anything, don't be afraid to reach out to me. All right, thank you, Mom. Hey, my beautiful shut-in of a sister-in-law. Have you finished getting moved out of the house? I'm not going to be making you anything for dinner tonight, so I hope that's a yes. Everyone in this family is fed up with you as well, so they wouldn't want to see you around the dinner table anyway. We all want you out of here ASAP. Don't worry yourself one bit. I'll be out of the house by the end of the day. Finally! I wish you would have told me you'd actually be out of the house by the end of the day sooner. Now we can all finally say goodbye to the middle-aged loser that continued to get in our way. Middle-aged loser that's been getting in all your guys' way? What, have you really not noticed anything? Of course, you were in all our ways. All you did was sit around the house making no money and eating all our food. You can't be called anything besides in the way. So that's what you've really thought of me then. Please don't start acting like I'm the bad guy for thinking so, all right? All three of us think the same thing of you. Is that right? Well, I'm just glad to hear about how you really felt. Now, all that needs to happen is for your mom to piss off. Then this huge house and all the money your parents had will be mine. London, don't tell me you have something planned for my mom next. And that all has nothing to do with you, Ashley. I don't care what all you do to me, but if you even touch my mom, I will make sure you never crawl out from the grave I dig for you. How are things going? Are you enjoying the life of living on your own now? I don't think I'm going to enjoy it all too much. Considering that I've never really had to live on my own before. It's all too new to me, and I'm having a really hard time getting used to it. Well, you'll get used to it eventually, and then you'll be thanking me for it, right? We'll see about that, London. Wow, trying to act all mysterious now. Anyway, what did you have for dinner last night? I can only imagine that all you had to eat was a cup of instant noodles because that's all you know how to make and can afford. Instant noodles, huh? Well, I guess it's not all too bad of an option, and wouldn't be all that unhealthy. But why would you think that's what I had last night? Did I say to you before that I like instant noodles or something? No. It's that when someone talks about the food that lowlifes like yourself eat, instant noodles are the first thing to come to mind. Lowlife? Well, I'm far from being a lowlife, London. I didn't really have all that much time last night, so I had to eat out. I had some carbonara for dinner with a bread basket. You ate out last night? How the heck were you able to afford to go out and eat like that? Wait, it's not like I went to a 5-star restaurant or anything like that. It was just some pasta and bread from a nearby restaurant. Don't tell me that you're getting money from your mom now or something. I'm not getting any money from her. I see. Well, that'd better be the truth. And if it is, then I suppose even you aren't as terrible as I was thinking. Honestly, if you were to have continued leeching off this house even after moving out, I would have thrown a fit. And I'm not kidding about that. Well, there's no need to worry. Now, there's something that I need to tell you about. And what could that be? I would like for you to completely cut ties to your mom, your little brother, and myself from now on. Huh? What did you say? Why should I have to cut ties to my family now? Do I really have to explain to you why I need you to cut ties to all of us? You sure as hell do. You really expect me to never see or talk to my family again? That is never going to happen whether you keep asking me to or not. You think they're your family? I'm so sorry to be the bearer of bad news here, but a parasite like yourself does not get to call my husband and mother-in-law their family. Excuse me? To my family and I, you are nothing more than a disgusting little leech. We were able to get you to stop sucking our money and time away, but we need to make sure you never have a way of latching back onto us. So please, leave us all alone forever now. You were never a shut-in that whole time, Ashley. What do you want from me now, London? Didn't you tell me a month ago that we were never to bother one another ever again? None of that matters now. You answer my question right now. How disappointing. I guess I'll have to talk with you one more time. I've never been a shut-in, not a lowlife nor a neat. I have a job, and I've been working for a long time now. Was that a good enough answer for you? But you were always at home in that room of yours. That's very true, and that's because I was working from home on my computer. In the past, I really enjoyed making blogs as a part of my hobby. I would talk about all my favorite cosmetics and brands so that everyone got an idea of what they were all about to me. And then after a couple of years, that blog really started to take off, and I had hundreds of thousands of followers. With all of those followers, I decided it was time for me to do more with my hobby, and I started my own company online. There, I'd sell a lot of different cosmetics as well as some of my own things. And even now, I'm running that company and website, making sure all those that need help with cosmetics get said help. Now, can you tell me why you're asking something like that right now? I was just told by my husband that from here on out, we're going to need to start saving up money. He's never brought anything up like that with me before. I asked him why we'd have to start saving up money, and he told me it's because you moved out of the house. I see. It must have something to do with the fact that the money I was making would be used to pay for all of you to live in that house. And now that I'm no longer there to pay for you guys, you're going to have to start saving up money, right? So you're telling me that the reason I was able to use so much money before was because of you? Not just because of me, but because of my brother and I. I see that now. But me being out of that house forever now was something you'd been asking me for, right? So what's the big problem here? You and your husband have that house all to yourselves now with my mom and can start working together to save money. I don't want to start saving my money. You tell me right now why you never told me before that you were working such an important job as running your own company. That's because I never thought it was something I had to waste my time telling you about. And you never even bothered to ask me what kind of work I did, so it went both ways. But because of you leaving this house, I can no longer go out shopping or eating anymore. Because of me? Weren't you the one that kicked me out of the house? Stop trying to act like you're the victim here. And to be honest with you, you're too old now to be playing around with everyone else's money like that. Now that you no longer have the money to go out and play, you can start focusing on things that most normal wives do, like cleaning and cooking. I have been cleaning and cooking all the time here. Oh, don't lie to me, please. You made my mom do all the hard work that you deemed too difficult or time-consuming for yourself to do. Wait, that was what? Are you going to tell me that was all because she wanted to help you out? I don't think that's the case, and neither does she. Now, I have to get some shopping done here soon. Wait, Ashley! Ashley, do you think you can come back to this house soon? I'm sure life on your own is pretty tough, right? Not at all, actually. I've become more used to it now, and I'm having the time of my life here. Oh, that can't be true. I'm sure it'd be a lot better for everyone to have you back home with us again. Whoever said that? There's no way someone like yourself would be saying that now, when it was you that kicked me out of that house in the first place, right? I was always against you being kicked out of here. Huh? What the hell are you going on about now? I'm being serious here. I never wanted to have you kicked out of the house. But both your mom and my husband were commanding me to. I had no other choice but to do as they were telling me, or else I'd be in trouble next. So both my mom and my little brother were the ones that forced you to do this to me? That's right. I'm sorry that I was never able to tell them I wouldn't do it. So please understand that behind the mask that I was putting on, it was me not wanting to say goodbye to you. Understood, London. Then allow me to go and check with them on that. What? When I think about it now, they have been talking to you a lot about me. So if those two were the ones that forced you to tell me to leave, I'd like to know why that was. That's why I'm going to have a chat with my mom. Okay then. But before you go and talk to her, let me have a word with her first. I'll go and make sure your mom understands that you need to come back here right now, so please wait for me to get back with you about what she says. Hi, can we talk right now? Sure, what's going on, London? Could you be the one to tell Ashley that it was you who wanted her out of this house and not me? What is this about, London? You want me to make her think it was me that wanted her gone? I'm sorry, but why would I do that? Can you please explain to me what the meaning behind this all is? I don't have time for that. Just do as I've told you, all right? Soon your daughter is going to text you about a lot of things, okay? So when she starts asking questions, please respond by telling her it was all your plan. Then she will be more than all right with coming back to this house for me. And then things can go back to the way they were before she left us. I'm sorry, London, but I am not able to lie to my own daughter. Also, I've already heard everything from her. You were the one that told her to move out of this house, right? Why do I have to be the one to take all the blame for your mistake? If you don't take the blame and apologize for it, then we'll never be able to get a hold of the money she makes ever again. Don't you get that? You have missed living a life of luxury with all her money, right? I can't believe this. I'm happy as long as I have both my kids living the lives they want to live. That's all I need. I never asked to have her money, and I don't care to live a life of luxury when it's her hard-earned money. Oh, come on already, woman. As long as you can take the blame and apologize for it, she'll come back to us. Please, just give it up already and do as I've asked. No way, London. I will not become another tool in your game to get my husband's and my money in this house. What? Wait, my game to get your husband's and your money? That's right. London, you want what my husband left behind for us, right? His money and his property? Wait. That's not totally true. You don't have to hide it from me anymore, all right? If that's what you really want, then I'll gladly let you have what he's left behind. What? Are you being serious right now? Well, of course. Then that means this massive house and all his other things and money will become mine? That's right. Also, you'll receive all his debt and have to pay that back. Huh? His debt? That's what I said. My husband was in charge of a company he started, and at first it was going so well for him. But towards the end of his life, the company started to go downhill, and he had to take on some large loans in order to keep it afloat. However, even with those loans, there was no hope, and the company went under anyway. And, well, those loans he took out still need to be paid off. You're lying about that, right? I never heard a single thing about any of that crap. Not even my husband has said anything about that. You guys are supposed to be my family, and you hid something like that from me? Not at all. I never even told my son about this. Ashley and I got together to talk about this, and we both agreed not to tell him anything about it. When we both learned about the amount of debt my husband had left behind, it was the same time you and my son were getting married. We both didn't want for him to be worried about money, as he was already spending so much on the wedding and honeymoon. You're lying. I can't believe any of this. So, were you able to get my mom to take the blame for you? Who the hell cares about that now? I want to talk about whether it's true or not that your dad was in debt before he died. Yes, that's true. That's why the thought of you taking all of what my dad left behind was a very kind thing for you to do. No way. You all have been living in such a massive house, though. And if you'd like to know something else, I told my mom not to sell that house after my dad passed away because I'd be the one to start paying off those loans. But if you're the one that wants to take all of that responsibility into your own hands, then I'll let you. Of course, you'll get all that debt as well, but... So you've been the one paying off your dad's debt? That's right. I've been using a lot of my money that I made to support you all so that we could live in that kind of house without worry, while also paying off those loans little by little. It's not like it was a painful thing for me to do either, so I never was upset with helping everyone out with my income. But since you're going to be taking care of all that now for me, then please do so. I will finally be able to use all the money I make now for myself. Stop playing around, Ashley! Why do I have to be the one to pay off the rest of your dad's debt? Because you were the one dreaming of getting all the things my dad left behind, right? The only things I wanted was the house and the money. I don't need your dad's debt. That's no good, London. If you're going to be taking all of his things, then you have to take the debt too. You can't just pick and choose the things you want and don't want. That's the rule. It wasn't even supposed to be me taking on all that stuff anyway, right? It's your brother who would be taking it all. You still think you can make me take all that debt and it'll be okay? This whole time, even before my dad passed, he was planning on taking all his things. Someone would have to, or else we'd lose the house and a lot of my dad's other properties. That's why before he takes everything, I was going to do my best to help pay off all that debt. That was my plan all along. But now you're wanting to do all of that for me, right? I'm so happy to hear that. You really are a better sister-in-law than I first thought. Shut the hell up. I will never pay off any of that debt for you all. Unfortunately, you don't get to decide whether to pay it off or not now. The banks will decide that. Especially since my brother will be taking it all if you don't. Then I'll divorce him. What? That's the only other option, right? I would never continue to be the wife of some man that takes on that kind of debt. Honestly, the only reason I married him in the first place is because I thought he and his family had a whole lot of money. But learning that there actually is all that debt in the family, I'm out of here. So that's the real you then, London? That's right. This is the real me. Well, if that's what you're planning on doing now, you better hurry up and tell him you want the divorce. And once I have him and all of you out of my hair, I can marry myself a real rich man. One who can actually show me just how much money he has. Do whatever you'd like after this divorce. The divorce was a safe success. Now, I don't even have to address you as part of my family anymore, thank God. I myself am feeling pretty happy about this as well, considering I don't have to have a pile of trash little sister anymore. Say whatever you want. I don't have anything to do with you anymore, stranger. Now, go back to working your butt off to pay off all that debt. You don't have to tell me that again. I was just about to get right back to my grind. But my goodness, does it feel so great to have my family back. My brother seemed very upset about what you'd done, so that divorce was a great call on your part. Yeah, I'm glad to see his sad life is no longer a part of mine. So from now on, please don't ever talk to me again. Goodbye forever. Hold on. Before you go away forever, there's something that has to be done. What's that? I'm going to talk with the police right now, so please wait a second. The police? What is this all about, Ashley? Do you not remember anything? You went and stole all my furniture, items, and money from my room, right? What? What are you talking about? Stop trying to make up crap about me now. I'm not making anything up about you, and I have the evidence to prove it. I happened to install a security camera in my room before you went in there. I started to notice money being taken off my desk and other things along with that, so I had the camera installed in order to catch who was doing it. And not even a week after putting the camera up, I got perfect footage of you taking money off the desk and from my purse. This is all going to make fantastic evidence for my case. Wait! Even if that could be the case, why are you only bringing this up now? Why'd you let me get away with something like that for so long? I wasn't letting you get away with it because I wanted to. Having someone in your own family stealing from you is a really difficult case to make and fight. That's why I wouldn't have been able to just call the police at the time and ask them to come and arrest you either. What? So really, I am so thankful that you divorced my brother and left the family. You are nothing to me now. So now I'm able to let the police know about the stranger that's been coming into my room and stealing all my things. You're kidding me. No, not at all, London. Now I have to call the police. Wait, please don't do that. I'll give you all your money back. So please leave them out of this and forgive me. I have no reason to forgive you, do I? If you want to cry and make up some excuses, you'll have to make sure to tell all of that to the police when they come. Although you'll only be wasting time by doing all that because they have no reason to listen to you anymore.
Ashley, what happened to that idiot?
She's in custody now. I'm sure by now they have her back at the station and are showing her all the footage I took.
I see. Ashley, I'm so sorry that you got all tangled up in something like this.
You don't have to apologize for any of it, Dwight.
But it's my fault for never ever realizing that London was that kind of shallow person and would lie to you and the rest of us about what she did to you.
Well, I didn't want you worrying about her eyes, so I left you out of what was going on.
I'm sure the same thing can be said about the debt, then. You and Mom found out about that back when I was getting married to London, and I was already having to spend a lot, right? So you took on that debt for a while, and were paying it all off for me.
That's what happened. Both Mom and I decided that would be best for you. We wanted you to just focus on your marriage to London.
I see. Thank you so much for all you've done thus far. But I'm no longer a child anymore, all right?
Huh?
This all happened because I was being spoiled by both you and Mom. So in order to make things right, I'd like to be the one to pay off the rest of that debt.
Wait, really? Are you sure you're okay doing that right now?
I'll be fine, Ashley. I'm not going to make you handle it anymore. I have a job of myself and I've been working very hard for months and months. So please, keep all your money to yourself now and let me finish off the payments. That is the one thing I'm begging you to let me do.
All right, then. I'll let you finish off those payments for me. After that, London was booked into the county jail for multiple accounts of theft. And considering it was all on camera, there was not a single lawyer willing to defend her in court, so she ended up trying to defend herself in court against my lawyer and I, but that case ended rather quickly. She tried to say that at the time of the events, she was still my sister-in-law, and therefore the law shouldn't apply to her. But after having said that, the jury started to call her an idiot for thinking such a thing, and so did the judge, before he looked her in the eyes and told her that she'd be kept in jail for 14 months and would also owe me a settlement of around $4,000. That's about the amount everything costed that she stole from my room and sold, as well as what she stole in terms of cash off my desk and from my purse. Soon after that very fast court case, London's parents were both called by the police department saying that their daughter was now booked and had a $25,000 bail on her. And when they both heard this, they were furious. Because of what they heard, they both told the police they would not be paying her bail and that they'd both go ahead and disown her from their family. This really did ruin her chances of ever having a family again, forcing her to live on her own with no one around to help her. After a year and a couple months in the county jail, she was released and started to live by herself. But from what I've heard, she doesn't make a whole lot of money and will most likely never afford the luxury she was living in before. She then started to find a way out of the life she was now forced to live and turned to dating apps to do all the hard work. There she'd started looking for men who had all kinds of money and were desperate for a woman like her. But considering that she'd just gotten out of jail and had nothing to show for it at all, no man was willing to go near her. She even tried getting back together with my brother by hitting him up again, but he told her no thank you before blocking her number and everything. I'm sure right now she's living in major regret of having kicked me out of the house a while back and leaving my brother in that divorce. As for what happened with myself, well, basically, after having to move out of my mom's house, I went and started to rent a townhouse closer to downtown where I'd be closer to the things I wanted to do. I continued to stay there even after my mom and brother both asked me to come back home, because it was really quite nice to be living on my own and having my own money again. Along with keeping up with all the work that comes with running a company online, I've also used some of my spare time to find some hobbies. And pretty soon here, once I'm fully settled in and happy with the way things are, I might start looking around and seeing if I can find myself a man who wouldn't mind a middle-aged, hard-working woman like myself.